San Diego Comic Con. Do you like Comic Cons? They're a bit boring.
I always feel like I get more excited. I get really excited about them and they always disappoint a bit.
I know what you mean. I always think there's going to be more exciting action figures than there are, but then we've never gone on the first day and all the best action figures have sold out. And also in the UK, we don't really get the roster of stars and we don't have really the channels all representing themselves, do they, here?
No.
At London Comic Con. It's not quite the same. So this is a trailer that's landed at the San Diego Comic Con. HBO and the BBC's co-production of his Dark Materials. Now they're calling it Season 1. Now, Maddie has a strong connection to his Dark Materials, don't you? Why is that?
We did a play of it at my little drama group in West Norwood, and I played Lyra.
She played Lyra? She didn't play the bear? She played Lyra.
Lyra's probably the most irritating.
Yeah, Lyra is quite irritating, yeah. And there's not much...
But she was the main character. So
she's the main character, and that's great. So, you know, that's kind of like A-list shit. So this is HBO's, it's a big thing. Everyone's jumping up and down with excitement. That looks like a glass of blood. Yeah, that looks like polar bear blood. It's a bit frosty on the top. Yeah, there's a polar bear, isn't it, in his Dark Materials? Yeah. And it starred Nicole Kidman.
Yorick.
Yorick Faraknis. He's a very angry polar bear, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very angry polar bear.
I remember being, when I watched the film with, you know, Nicole Kidman when I was little, really traumatised when the polar bears had a massive fight and one of their jaws flew, like the jaw flew off.
Oh my God, I'd forgotten that, but I hadn't forgotten that for a long time. That jaw really stays with you.
Yeah.
Mind you, in your play, you managed to do that too. The jaw came off.
Yeah.
That's quite gruesome. I've nearly been killed by a polar bear. Someone had to shoot into the ground in front of it before it actually took my head off. That's what they do. It went to swipe my face off. Someone else who was on another expedition fired a bullet at a polar bear and it bounced off its forehead.
Their skulls are so thick.
The skulls
that
are made
happens in The Revenant when he tries to shoot it off and it just bounces off its
Skulls
head.
are made of granite, aren't they? Well, theirs are.
Yeah, but bullets don't bounce off our
I think
skull.
if you fired a bullet at Mum's head, it would bounce off too. Her head's really hard. So thick.
I have a really hard head, right?
You do, yeah. You nearly knocked down the National Theatre with your head. She walked into part of its structural support and the whole place shook. I've got high hopes for this because HBO can almost do no wrong at the moment. There we go.
Gentlemen, there is a war raging right now with the Magisterium. Between those trying to keep us in ignorance
James
and those
McAvoy.
willing to fight for truth and freedom. Who will stand with me?
This kind of heresy is of the highest priority to the Magisterium. I need to know where he's going and what he intends to achieve.
Your uncle's packing up to leave.
You're not leaving!
I can't stay! The North is no place for a child.
Lyra, the Master's asked if I can find a place for you. And I want you as my assistant.
Ruth Wilson's in it now.
Too, just like my uncle.
I can teach you to wield power, but you must let me mold you.
We believe there is an organization that is stealing children and taking them north.
Sometimes children can just disappear.
I promised to do everything I could to protect you from harm. This. It's an alethiometer. It is illegal unless approved by the Magisterium.
What does it do?
It tells you the truth. She has to make a journey. One which I'm afraid includes a great betrayal.
Ruth Wilson looking good.
Lyra?
It's trying to warn me of something.
I suspect it's trying to warn you of everything. He scores me. I can fight. I can fly.
What question should we be asking you that we are not?
The Magisterium have muscle. I would ask where I could obtain the services of an armored bear.
Yorick Bernison.
Oh, man.
I'm ready to fight.
These people need our help, Yorick. Let's go get them.
How am I supposed to trust you when no one tells me the truth?
It's time.
I know.
That looked really good, actually.
I have to say, we saw a teaser for that, I think, early last year, and I wasn't overly impressed with it. That looked really tight.
It did.
Didn't it?
It's interesting seeing, because obviously there was loads of bits in there that I did in my play.
Yes.
And how differently they've done it.
Really?
Yeah, it's odd. It's more like a modernised version.
It is like a modernised version, yeah. But all of the supporting cast, I mean, all of the cast look very strong. I mean, for me, it pivots around how strong the Ruth Wilson character is.
Yeah,
how malevolent and how evil she is. And I thought Nicole Kidman did a good job, but then they lost the money and it didn't do well at the box office for the film. But I think Ruth Wilson looks like she's really relishing that.
She looks really good in it, yeah.
And what about the Lyra? I mean, explain to us, it's a tricky part to play.
She's really hard to play.
Yeah.
She is, because she's annoying and you don't want to make her annoying.
Sure.
And she's kind of...
She's quite straight.
She is quite straight. There's not a lot to her.
No.
But also her personality really changes halfway through the play.
Right,
So it's really hard to...
pivot.
Do. So I didn't think she looked great.
No.
But at the same time, I know how difficult it is.
So maybe we're seeing a lot of her playing the early Lyra before she shifts.
Because I played because obviously the show it's so long. Like if the Sawalha play had to be split into two, because if it was all together, it would have been about 5 hours.
5 hours, that's right.
And my half was 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I played part 1 Lyra,
right.
and like she's the harder.
Yeah.
But yeah.
James
I really like the look of it.
I like
James
the look
McAvoy
of it.
is always good.
And I think for me, with his Dark Materials, it's becoming one of those things that whenever they do it, how they treat the polar bear is crucial.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of know in that nanosecond.
Part,
yeah. And he looked pretty damn polar bear with a helmet on.
Yeah, he did.
He looked like the polar bear I filmed with, actually. He's got some beef still with me, I think, that polar bear.
I don't want him to, that's true.
No, absolutely. I thought it looked really rich. Nicely, and responded to the trailer, really nicely edited.
Yeah,
really nicely shot. And I often get that thing that whenever anything's set in the sort of Oxbridge or Oxford University or around Britain that's clearly Britain, it begins to reek a little bit of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then you think it's Harry Potter light. But I thought that was holding up its own. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I'll watch it, yeah.
I'm going to watch it too. I'll watch it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.